Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and today we're going to be Hold on, just a minute. I think I was... Oh, pardon me. What a way to start a video. Good morning, everyone, and belch right in your ear. How do you like that? Enjoy your day. Alright, so let's go ahead and quick roll the soundtrack choice, which is piano solos. Alright, cool. Piano solos it is. So, as I'm sure you read in the title, today we are doing Wizard of Metal, and the theme, the form of the wizard, is going to be one of the song One by Metallica. Now, this is perhaps one of Metallica's most well-known songs, so coming up with a proper build for this one wasn't necessarily an easy choice. But to go along with the sentiment of the song, I decided the best way to do it would be to set up things as if they were being wielded by soldiers fighting a war. Now, I know that the song is... Pardon me. The song is very heavily inspired by the... God, I'm sorry, I'm apparently very gassy today. I apologize. But the song was apparently written very strongly from the point of view of a soldier in World War I who had gotten grievously injured, and we'll get to that in a bit. So, admittedly, the idea of the Claymore missile here might not necessarily jive with World War I. So, if you have a little bit of a cognitive dissonance that I'm using Bolt Claymore instead of, I don't know, something a bit more indicative of the type of weapons that they would be using in World War I, just remind yourself, one, it's just a video game, and two, even back in World War I, they did have such things as missiles. So, trust me, it'll be okay. They weren't the same type of missiles that we have nowadays, which, you know, it all seems very horrifying and dystopian in a way, seeing what some of our modern weapons can do. But, at any rate, so, looking at it from the point of view of a World War I soldier, we've got Stone Shot, basically emulating the idea of your trusty rifle. And yes, I could have used Perforating Jet here, which seems a little bit more like a machine gun, but Stone Shot not only worked better for the type of build I was going for, but also I just find Stone Shot to be more reliable. Plus I think the idea of Perforating Jet is maybe like a weapon that fires a little faster than this does, so take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I chose. Magma Rush is, of course, you know, laying landmines. Bolt Claymore is missiles. Exploding Fireball, this would be like grenades, like just either concussive hand grenades or like propelled RPG rounds. So, everything good on that front? Alright. Is there anything up here that I really like? Actually, yes, I kind of like Retro Floor Plan. And let's actually start at the Burning Furnaces this time. So, by now, I would think that Metallica is a band that needs absolutely no introduction. They are one of the most well-respected metal bands out there. Hey guys, set that off. Thank you. Ow. There you go. That's how the mines do it. Now, that having been said, their lineup has changed quite a bit over the years. Well, and when I say that, I mean mostly their lineup of basses has changed over the years. For starters, when Metallica first started off, their bassist was Cliff Burton, who unfortunately met his untimely demise around the time of Metallica's album 1. So he was eventually replaced with Jason Newsted. And this song 1 is actually the first single where his work was showcased. A little ironic, considering that one of the big controversies with the album 1 is that the volume of Jason Newsted's playing was very infamously turned down very low for 1. Now, I don't know if that's a normal thing that bass players deal with, but it was said in an interview that that wasn't done just to screw over Jason. It was... They said it was a choice that everyone agreed with, which I'm not 100% sure how much I buy that, but okay. Assuming that there is some truth to that. They did say that it was something designed when they were really burned out and just kind of weren't thinking properly. Now, that having been said, it was an artistic choice, so I don't know. I mean, it still feels like kind of a bad decision. But that having been said, I still love the album and Justice for All, and I know I just realized I called the album 1 earlier. No, the name of the album is And Justice for All, so you can ignore some of my stupid. Okay, we're gonna grab Family Seal, and we're gonna grab that just because it is a little bit of a damage boost. Oh, that didn't work out well at all. And hopefully on this next floor we actually get some help from Iris. So why are we talking about 1 right now? Well, for 1, it's just a big thrash metal classic. And even if the guitars in the early part of the song seem really simple, the song in and of itself is just a show-enough classic. Maybe Horned Halo. Now, the song does feature some pretty dynamic changes in its guitar work, starting with the very intricate part from the opening section of the song. But then later on, Kirk Hammett's guitar solo just rings it. And it's a long solo that just goes through to the end of the song, and that solo slaps. Now, admittedly, yes, this is... Wow, I am stupid. That's what I get for not paying attention. Gloves of Gambit, we definitely want that. We've got lots of powerful projectiles on our hands here, and I would like them to be stronger. I don't know about anything else in this mix, but we will see. Now, I don't know how many of you know this, but the song 1 is actually an anti-war song. Alright, I am just getting my ass kicked right now. Alright, sorry, I keep forgetting that I have the retro floor plan active, and I need to be paying a little bit better attention to what I'm doing. But, as I was saying, this may or may not come as a surprise to anyone, but 1 is actually an anti-war song. As a matter of fact, and let me pull up what I have here. The lyrics are based on the 1939 novel Johnny Got His Gun by iconic writer Dalton Trumbo, and it is a classic critique of the horrors of World War I. James Hetfield was actually introduced to that book by his older brother David Hale. One passage in particular inspired the song, and this is being taken from an article, which I will try to link in the description below. But the passage reads, "How could a man lose as much of himself as I have and still live? When a man buys a lottery ticket, you never expect him to win because it's 1,000,000 to 1 shot. But if he does win, you'll believe it because 1 in 1,000,000 still leaves 1. If I'd read about a guy like me in the paper, I wouldn't believe it because it's 1,000,000 to 1. But 1,000,000 to 1 always leaves 1. I'd never expect it to happen to me because the odds of it happening are 1,000,000 to 1. But 1,000,000 to 1 always leaves 1. 1. So the track explores the condition of a World War I soldier who's been critically wounded in the fighting. And echoing Trumbo's work, well, I'll get to that in the lyrics, so I'm not gonna really get into that part yet. But some of the most poignant parts of the video include the parts where I'm gonna upgrade you. Yeah, why not? But yeah, one of the most poignant parts of the video is where the soldier in the video is using Morse code to ask the nurse to please kill me. And yeah, that says an awful lot about that should say an awful lot right there. Woo, baby! Alright, so let's go back and quick see if there's anything else I want to pick up. I like the idea of Surefire Rocket, but probably not. Just in case. Ow. And victory! See you later, Zeal. Oh, no, I can't pick that up. It's always good seeing you, though, Zeal. Alright, I guess the game decided that I have to lose in this room. And that's why I picked up the Horned Halo. You know, just in case some garbage like that happens. That, and for some reason my brain is constantly telling me that this is on the R button, so I'm just gonna move it. Alright, we'll take more mortar fire. That having been said, I am in trouble, so... I have to play this kind of carefully. Like, this is the part where I would normally get into the lyrics, but... And I still will, I just need to get myself out of trouble here. I had a beautiful segue into it too, where I was talking about the strength and poignancy of the lyrics and that part of the music video, but I have to try to not die. Which I almost failed at that earlier, but that's why I picked up the Horned Halo, because something was telling me that I was going to need it. Though I wonder if I had just moved ahead and just had more health for that section, would I have been fine? Okay, so... yeah, sadly, I'm going to have to spend some money on the healing potion, but now I'm feeling a little bit better, so we can move on. Now, I'm going to start reading the lyrics, but as per usual, I want you to understand... that I always read the lyrics in the same way, without a lot of inflection and without trying to sing them. That way you can understand clearly what the words are, as well as the meaning that they're supposed to hold. So, apparently I'm still a little gassy, I apologize. Anyway, these are the lyrics to the song One by Metallica off of the album And Justice for All, and I will of course put a link to the video itself in the description, because I want you to be able to hear the song of course. Alright. First part. I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true or a dream. Deep down inside I feel to scream. This terrible silence stops me. So already you're getting a very powerful idea of what this song is about. Second part. Now that the war is through with me, indicating that, you know, at least for this one soldier, the fighting is over, somewhat, I'm waking up, I cannot see, that there's not much left of me. Nothing is real but pain now. There's really no other way to take those lyrics. The guy was wounded, he's damaged, he's feeling nothing but pain. And also there's not much left of him, and we'll get into that when we get to the rest of the song. Alright, let's see. I wish I could afford to adopt both fairies, but I cannot. So I suppose we take Igniting Sprite Vesa with us. If I didn't have to get that healing potion, though. Anyway, that's enough about my mistake. Let's continue on with the lyrics. So I believe this is part of the chorus. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh please God, wake me. So, in case you didn't get enough of a horror vibe from the rest of the lyrics, here it is again. Alright, next section. Back in the womb, it's much too real. In pumps life that I must feel, but can't look forward to reveal. Look to the time when I'll live. So, when they say back in the womb, they're not talking like, obviously it's not living. What they're getting at is the idea of like, say like an iron lung or something like that. Damn it. See, fed through the tube that sticks in me, you're talking about like either an IV drip or whatever happens in an iron lung. Just like a wartime novelty. Tied to machines that make me be. Cut this life off from me. In other words, that soldier is experiencing nothing but pain and is just asking for it to be over. Again, the lyrics aren't necessarily subtle, but they're strong. And then again, hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh please God, wake me. So then you get a strong lead up with the guitars, and then I'm going to have to try to survive. I'm a dumbass. Alright. Survived yet another trauma incident. Alright. So, as I said, there's a guitar buildup, and then it goes, now the world is gone, I'm just one. Oh God, help me. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh please God, help me. Then the final part of the lyrics, it goes into a little bit more detail about what happened. So, again, it's a song that tells... Yay! I know English. I know English real good. But the final parts of the lyrics go into both metaphorical and metaphorical and literal detail as to what happened. The final part of the lyrics goes, darkness imprisoning me, all that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live, I cannot die, trapped in myself, body my holding cell. Now think about what the horrors that you'd have to incur, that you'd have to deal with in order to call your body your own holding cell. And that's just fucking creepy to think about. Alright, and then the final part of the lyrics. Landmine has taken my sight, taken my speech, taken my hearing, taken my arms, taken my legs, taken my soul, left me with life in hell. So, take a minute to think about that, think about that imagery. Not only was this soldier, not only has this soldier survived a extremely painful experience, but they literally are basically nothing but, and that's almost literally just a brain in a jar. So those are the lyrics to the song 1, and I mean, if I didn't tell you it was an anti-war anthem, I would hope that the lyrics would get the point across. Horned Halo again. Alright, this time I'm going to wait on that. I want to see what else I can afford with the money I'm making. Dealing with these guys is quite a pain. Okay, we can finally upgrade those two. And this now has a much larger area to work with. Now, the part that I didn't know is that that was based off of a novel, which later became adapted to a film. Which, because they were being forced to put up with royalty issues from where the song came from, and parts of the film Johnny Got His Gun that they used to make the music video. They just decided screw it and purchased the rights to the movie, so they didn't have to keep paying ridiculous royalties to use what they were using. Which, I mean, that's one way to get around copyright BS, I suppose. Grab that. Wow, I screwed up hard. I keep making these kind of silly mistakes, and I might have to hand in my Wizard of Legend card. And here comes Earth Lord Atlas himself. Alright. Not bad. Now it's just the twins. Yeah, I won't be taking that. So let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room now. Why am I... Oh, I love that. I love that Arcana. I'll have to go back to that. And that's... That is a choice of perfection right there. Every time we're doing a song about anti-war anthems, and we see it. Hey, you guys are getting on my nerves. We're doing a song about anti-war anthems and using a soldier-like build, and we see something that's just straight up mortar fire. Okay, the electric summoners are just shaving away all the health I thought I was going to have at this point. Mercenary's Dagger might be worth it, seeing as I am making an awful lot of money, but let me wait and see what the rest of the floor has in store for me, because the entire floor is just going to be goddamn electric summoners, then I'm going to be in for one hell of a ride. And look at that, there are more electric summoners. And I can't even kill them because they keep summoning things that block my attacks. And all of my proceeds are going to just restoring my health at this point. This is sad. We are going to take that, not only because it perfectly fits the theme, but because the electric dragons are going to have their damage resisted, but the erupting cannonade won't. Sorry, I'm just really trying hard to not die here. The hell? What is going on here? This has got to be the worst I've done in a long time. And I don't know if it's because of the retro floor plan or if I'm just terrible. And who knows, maybe it's a little bit of both. I mean, the only saving grace there is, thank goodness I wasn't planning on buying anything else with this money. course, another thing I need to think about is that I am working with a lot of things that are good against single targets, and Retro Floor Plan very pointedly makes a point of saying, yeah, but we're splitting it, but we're also increasing the number of targets by 2 times. You're just one soldier. What did you think was going to happen? Alright, I'm sorry, I was getting into why I wanted to talk about the Song 1 in the first place, but turns out that, well, first of all, the game is just not letting me cast my spells. Like, I'm seriously hitting buttons and nothing is happening, so that's fun. But because this is an anti-war anthem, surely you can think of a potential thing going on in the world right now that might be causing me to look at that, right? So obviously this song, I wanted to look at this song because of the war that's happening in Ukraine right now. And I think it's very, very timely. I mean, some of you might think it's a little in poor taste, but I think it would be a little bit more in poor taste to not at least acknowledge the elephant in the room and discuss it. Now, obviously, I am very much against the war in the Ukraine. I think most reasonable people are. That having been said, there are some unreasonable people who just don't give a damn. And there are some people out there that even think that it's justified. And I don't know what in this world they think justifies such aberration and just clear disregard for human life, but I digress. We might come back for Ella's Glass Kite. Considering that I'm not exactly playing on the high end of things right now, it could help quite a bit. Ow. No, you go away. You have anything for me? Actually, I kind of like the idea of Tattered Scroll. And we've got a decent number of relics here, so Merchant's card it's up to 11, I like it. But because I've had to spend so much of my income on healing, it's not left an awful lot for grabbing relics. Even now, I'm having a hard time of things, because frankly, this is what happens when you take a projectile build and have to deal with heavy melee. So, no, I don't think my builds are necessarily greater than anything else, I just think they're what I'm used to. Alright, give me that. It'll give me a nice defensive buffer zone. I can use it right about now. And what I find really odd about all this is that this seems to have come out of just out of left field. Putin just decided, yeah, war in Ukraine, why not? And you listen to his justification of it, it's like, dude, are you a Saturday morning cartoon villain? What are you doing? This is the stupidest, loosest justification of ruining other people's lives I've ever seen. And no matter how I may talk about battle in video games or this or that, no, I am very much not for, you know, very much not for wartime. And I think that's something that most of us have in common, is that we do the things that we do because we don't want to have to we don't want war. We don't want to have to see these sorts of things happen to people. And that's why I wanted to look at the song 1, because it very pointedly talks about the very things that are kind of going on right now. I'm about to become hooked on Bolt Claymore combos. I was trying to re-angle the last fireball, but the game wasn't having it. Alright, now let's see if there's anything that I want. You know, like that. Yeah, that's probably about it. Though I think I'm going to drop Ella's glass kite and grab that. And at this point, Ella's glass kite has served its purpose. So here we go, Soldier Man. I am one. You know what? There we go. Ow. You suck. Oops, I screwed up really bad. No. Hey, do something that holds you still for a while, like that. Sweet. And there we go. Victory for Metallica's One. Alright, so I will, of course, put a link to the actual video in the description below. I'll also try to link one or two of the articles that I was reading from about this song. As far as the obvious current events elephant in the room, I definitely wish that what was going on between Russia and the Ukraine never happened. It shouldn't have happened, and I feel for the people who are going through the atrocity of war right now. I hope that this pointless struggle ends soon so that these people can get back to their lives. No one should be forced to have to deal with things like this, and I feel for the people who are going through it, so I know I'm a little belated in talking about it, but I mean, it's not like the war has suddenly just ended or that everyone's decided to just walk away from it. It's still very much a thing, so at least now we have some understanding as to my thoughts on this. And I guess I didn't need to go into detail about it, but I felt this was a good time. So my hearts go out to those who have been affected, and I don't know if I had, even without a little bit of sway, maybe, I don't know, I'll discuss it in some other location. The outro to the video is not the place for it, but I want to thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me talk, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.